It's time to talk about Middle Tennessee Christian School sports. It's MTCS Cougar Corner, presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. Each week we sit down with the coaches to recap the latest games and preview what's ahead. It's time to talk about the orange and white on MTCS Cougar Corner, right here on WGNS and Big G TV. Stay tuned, the show is coming up right after this message from our sponsors.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
People love to see us on the schedule when they have a home game because our fans show up.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
The way we travel is just phenomenal. Our parents and our community are fully engaged in our school. When we compete, we're trying to do it in a way that honors God. We want to win. We also want to do it in a way that pleases Him.
Providing Christian values and academic excellence in a nurturing environment. That's Middle Tennessee Christian School. Invest in the future of your child. Find out more at mtcscougars.org. Dr. Russell McKissick of Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance talks about the grassroots effort in our local schools to ensure proper care for players.
To make sure our teams are covered here locally, be there for our trainers. Yeah, it's a passion that we have to try to take care of our athletes here in town and be there just to keep everybody playing as healthy and as best they can.
From a community standpoint, one of the most important things you do at TOA, I'd guess.
Man, I think it's definitely a way to pay back to our community, just to be there for them and watch some great sports too.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, live your best life.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
We're going to be an educational institution that teach Bible every day. Every subject we teach, we're going to teach through a biblical perspective. In every aspect of our school, we're going to do it through a Christian perspective.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
That also means that everything we do, we have to be excellent. We feel like Christ calls us to excellence. And so that means we have to be excellent academically. That means we have to be excellent athletically because that's what God calls us to. It's a great place to be.
Invest in your child's future in an environment that fosters Christ-centered values. To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
We're back for MTCS Cougar Corner, presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance and fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
Danny Brewer here on Cougar Corner with Middle Tennessee Christian School head football coach Christian Peterson. Coach, how are you this morning?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
Oh, yeah. It's always a little bit more better after a win, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about another big road win. Am I correct about that?
Yes, sir. All the way out in Millington, Tennessee.
Millington, that's like West Tennessee, right?
Oh, yeah, right outside of Memphis.
So headed to Millington. Did you guys go the night before, or was it all a one-day trip?
We left in the morning. Well, I guess really early afternoon to get down there. For that one, it's only about an hour, a little over an hour, probably shorter than when we went to Johnson City, maybe close to an hour and a half. But not having the time change makes it a pretty big difference. So, yeah, we were able to head out Friday and come back Friday. So that was nice to be able to sleep in our own beds and kind of just treat it like a normal week.
So 35-28 over Tipton Rosemark. You just mentioned another close game, another nail biter, the cardiac kids, maybe they might call y'all that. But tell me a little bit about the game and how it played out.
Yeah, got on the board quick, had a really good first drive. Special teams came out, blocks a punt, put another one on the board. You knew they were going to answer. Their running back's the real deal. I think he's second in the state in rushing yards right now. So they get a score on the board, and then we get backed up with a couple penalties back to back. They tied up 14-14. We have a good answer. Be up 21-14 at the half. They come down, answer coming out of the half. We fumble on our first drive, so we end up going down 28-21. And our kids just kept fighting, kept trying to find a way. And, we got it to 28-28, and then, defense gets a pick six to kind of seal it and go up 35-28. And, from there we were able to control the game and get out of there with a win. And, really proud of our kids. It's one of those games where, especially when it gets into that fourth quarter, it's single wing versus single wing. Both teams are, it's a really physical in your face football game. And so, but you get to the fourth quarter of a game like that, like you probably don't have a whole lot left.
Those
And,
flames
you've got to
dance like
find
a
it. You've got
fiery
to
ballet.
go find
What's
something
your plan
that you
to
don't think the
dodge those
opponent's
fire
got,
traps?
and just keep digging and keep playing. And I think we got to the fourth quarter and we had that little bit extra to finish it off and win the game.
What has the last few weeks told you about your football team? Because I know when you went to Johnson City, big road trip, tough game, you come out on top. Same thing last night. What has that told you about your football team?
We're a scrappy bunch. We're a scrappy bunch. We've had some kids that, like, we play a bunch of sophomores right now, but they've played a lot of football at this point. A lot of them have played for 2 seasons and played for 2 seasons, not just on the team. And so, we've kind of watched them grow up, over the last 2 years. And, they've started to believe that no matter what, they're not out of it, and they just keep playing and they get to the next play. And, they believe if it's close going into the fourth quarter, we're going to win it. And so, they keep finding ways to win. And, I think it's going to bode well for us as we kind of get into the postseason. As all those games are generally tough, close games, and our kids believe we can win those.
Talk a little bit about the pick six. Obviously, a huge play, momentum changer, all that kind of stuff. Because that the pick six is one of those things where, man, it's like you're flipping the script.
Absolutely. Got pressure on the quarterback. Riley Brown comes off the edge, hits the quarterback right after he throws it. Knox Carden makes a good play, gets out of the ball, and then also great job by our defense, not blocking anyone in the back, not doing anything dumb.
Right.
Just getting in people's way and not getting a flag, and then Knox returns punts for us. So from there, he's just kind of turned into a punt returner. Found a crease and got into the end zone. He played a heck of a game. Had a receiving touchdown as well. So really proud of our guys and how they fought. And I think it also helps. We're single wing. We're used to 4 yards is a good play. And so, when the other team is trying to do that back to you, like, there's no panic on our side. It's not, you play some of those games and people start getting nervous about, how many possessions are we going to have because they're holding on to the ball. Well, we are too. And so, I don't think at any point our kids panicked. I don't think they flinched. I think they just kind of came out and kept trying to find a way.
Games like that, it magnifies the importance of every possession, though, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We talk about it offensively. Our goal is first downs, right? Like, let's go get 3-4 yards of play. Let's go get first downs. Let's control the clock. Let's move the ball down the field. And if you do that consistently, big plays will eventually happen. But if you come out and you're looking to go 60, 70 yards, you're going to end up hurting yourself and you're going to end up having bad negative plays. I think our kids are really bought into that. And, when we pick up 3 yards on first down, everyone's clapping their hands getting back in the huddle, right? Like, we're on schedule. We're good. And so, anything more than that is gravy. And, I thought up front, we blocked really well. Trip Houston and Jacob Cruz on their double teams last night were big. I thought our B-backs did a really good job, especially on counter. We ran a lot of counter sweep, and both of those blocks are big from the B-back. We ran it a bunch of different ways. Gave it to Ali, gave it to Riley. I thought they did a really good job up front. Thought Ali and Riley ran really, really hard last night. I thought Marlowe managed the game extremely well. It's one of those games where if you're just looking at a stat sheet, you're like, he did okay. Like, he scored 3 touchdowns, but, like, he didn't have a lot of yards and all that stuff. But, like, the things he did throughout the game were exactly what we needed him to do. He kept us lined up right. He kept us on time. His 2 runs were both play action plays where, he's got the option to run, and Tippin did a really good job dropping back in coverage, had guys covered up, and he went and been an athlete and got in the end zone. And so, I think collectively it took all of us, and I think we were all on the same page last night and did a really good job.
team win, man. That's one of the most gratifying things, is it not?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when we look at running the football, I know Fullen is their big back, 159 yards he had, and 4 touchdowns. But I guess do you feel like you did a pretty good job of controlling, though? I mean, as good as he is?
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good player. We knew coming in that we were going to have to stop 22. And, you knew he's going to get some plays. He's gotten some plays on everybody. He's got, I don't know, 1,700 yards or something like that right
It's
now.
something crazy, huh?
It's ridiculous. He's got a bunch of touchdowns on the year. He's their guy. And so don't panic if he makes a play. And one of his touchdown runs, he made a play. I think he broke 4 or 5 tackles on the run. But, for us, it's going to be kind of pick and choose your poison. We've got a couple different guys that can do it. I thought again, Riley and Ali both ran the ball extremely well. I thought we, on any pass concepts we ran, I thought we ran good routes. Again, I know that I don't have the passing yards there, but we ran good routes. We forced them to cover, and it allowed Marlowe to then scramble and pick up some yards and make some things happen. And, I think all of that kind of ties together. You're going to have some weeks where they're going to try back and cover you, and we're going to have to make some plays with our feet. And then next time they're going to be like, oh, well, we can't let him just scramble. And it's going to leave somebody open in the back end, and we'll be able to throw and complete it. And so, again, I think it takes all of us working together, and I think we did a good job of that last night.
So you mentioned a couple of kids, Ali and Riley. That's Ali Bangura and Raleigh Brown. Both had over 100 yards rushing. When you have 200-yard rushes in a game, man, that's another huge statement, right?
Absolutely. And again, credit to the guys up front. They opened up lanes for them all night. And they both ran extremely hard. We had a reverse to Riley that I think probably should have gained about 12 yards. And he broke 4 or 5 tackles and ends up taking it 73 yards, gets down to the 2. Just a great effort play by him. And then Ollie's kind of been the constant now for 2 years. It's death taxes and Ollie running for 100.
There you go.
And so, we were able to move the ball and stay ahead of the chains and limit penalties, limit the shooting ourselves in the foot. And, when we don't do that, we move the ball. We've moved the ball just about everybody. Again, really proud of our kids, really proud of our fight. Again, you're down 28-21 going into the fourth, and you outscore the home team on senior night 14-0 in the fourth quarter. After our 4th long road trip of the year, again, really proud of our kids and their fight, and they're just finding ways to win.
So, Coach, I want to touch on the 4 yards in a cloud of dust kind of deal, because I think that's a fantastic offensive game plan myself, because control the clock, control the game. Those 2 kids we talked about, they had 28 carries for 236 yards and 1 touchdown. But whenever you think about that 236 by 28, that's about the 4 or 5 yards a carry kind of type thing. That's how you control the clock. You don't need the big play. You just need to gain yards.
Absolutely. And, again, I think our kids have kind of bought into who we are. We're not always, it's not always going to be the prettiest thing. You come out and watch us play on Friday night. It might not be the prettiest game of football you've ever seen, but our kids are scrappy and they play really hard. And, they're just going to try and find a way to win a football game.
Coach, talk a little bit about defense, because obviously if you pitched a shutout in the fourth quarter, that's how you won the football game, especially with the pick six. Tell me a little bit about some of your defensive stars last night.
Yeah, starting the linebacking group, they had a big challenge. Like I said, 22 is probably, if not he's top back in the state, right? He's a really good player. He's every bit of 195, big kid, can run. Cooper Jones, Eric Bowling, both flew around, made a bunch of tackles. Trip Houston, again, Knox Carden had some big tackles as well from our corner spot. We put a lot on our D line, kind of got some different looks just to try and mess with them a little bit. It's one of those games where as a D lineman, you might not always get a ton of tackles in that game, but you can slow down the back enough to let the linebackers come make a play. And then, as the game got into the fourth quarter, our D-line really played well in the fourth. Roy had a huge sack late in the game on a third down to force a fourth and long. We got some edge pressures from Shoemaker and from Riley. I thought our coverage in the back end was really good. Even like on the sack, everybody's covered. So it's one of those things where even if Roy doesn't make a great play up front, it's not like the quarterback had anywhere to go with the football. And again, everybody just doing their job and playing well. And, we have a whole lot of assisted tackles last night. There's not a lot of solo tackles. And, again, testament to their running back. One guy's not bringing him down. You've got to go and you've got to rally to the football. And I think every time he ran it, we had 4, 5, 6 guys in there trying to bring him down. And, just trying to wear him out as the game goes on.
That's part of a great defensive scheme is everybody running the football. You don't give up on plays.
Correct, yeah. And, again, I think it's a testament to our kids and how hard they play. They never feel like we're out of it, and so as the game kind of went on, you kind of have the ebbs and flows, the roller coaster of what a game is on Friday nights. And I think our kids are learning not to ride the roller coaster, right? Like, don't get too high, don't get too low. Like, just keep playing and, keep your energy level up regardless of what the score is and what the situation is, and just keep playing and find ways to make plays.
So when we talk about fourth quarter and having the kids with the stamina and everything like that, something that you're proud of as far as what you guys have done throughout the year to build this team?
For sure. We have a great strength and conditioning program. Jason Spray and Zach Willis do a great job. So for me as a head coach, it makes my job a lot easier knowing that that side of it's taken care of. And so between that and practice, especially with the amount of bye weeks we've had this year and our bye week coming up again this week, you're never really sure, how much is that going to play in as the season kind of goes on. But again, I think we've had good competitive practices. I think they've practiced really hard, and I think it's helped lead to us being conditioned in the fourth quarter.
So, Coach, you do not have a game this coming Friday?
We don't. Asheville Christian canceled.
Okay, all right, because was that going to be like your North Carolina game?
Yeah.
So, I know you want to play because that's what you're here to do is to play, especially for your seniors, because we've talked about this in the past. You don't want to deny those seniors the opportunity to get as much football in as they can. But maybe a little bit of because you guys have been on the road so much.
Yeah, pros and cons, right? Like, pro, we're not going to get on another bus and drive, to a different state to go play. Con is at this point of the year, you want to play. And, you want games for your seniors, you want to be able to play, and you also just want to play to just stay in rhythm, and having fall break and then a game and then a bye and then a game. And so, like, there's a lot of choppiness, and football is such a rhythm sport. But again, I think our kids have handled it the right way. When we came off our week 3 bye, I think we had one of our best games of the year. I thought we had I thought Monday of this past week was probably one of our best practices of the year. And so we just got to make sure that we don't treat the bye week like we're off, right? Like we've got to treat it like we're preparing for a game. We've got to have another good week of practice. We've put ourselves in a position to win on Halloween and you're region champs. That's the end of the scenarios for us, right? If we win, we're region champs. And so we've put ourselves in position to go do that. And, now we got to make sure that we don't waste any days and we have 2 really good weeks of practice.
The last week is at Providence Christian. Where will that game be played at?
At MTCS.
At MTCS. Oh, so at the home. So that's good. So when you think about this, 2 weeks to prepare for that, it's a big game. But will your focus be that game or this coming week, or is it just kind of going to try to be business as usual? Hey, we're practicing and we're doing the things we need to do.
I think it'll be a little bit of both. I think you use it, number one, to make sure you clean up anything from Friday. It's kind of a good reset just to make sure that if there's a mistake that showed up more than once, we get to use this week to make sure it's good. We'll do a little bit of game planning, I guess. We'll have their defensive alignments, kind of what we think they might do. We'll go through some of their offensive stuff. I won't say it's going to be a full-blown, game week prep, but it'll be, a lot of focus on us, especially early in the week. And then kind of as that week goes on, be able to add more and more focus for that game on Halloween.
Is it good maybe that you don't play Friday just for health reasons as well? You think? I mean, you got any kids dinged up that maybe it may help them a little bit?
We have a couple. I don't think it's anything that is going to hold them out for multiple weeks, which is good. Trey Yule got dinged up a little bit on Friday, so we're hoping to get him back, sooner rather than later. But we're fairly healthy right now. I mean, we got the same dings and bruises and ice packs and everything else going on people that everybody else has at this time of year. And so for us, it's going to be just about making sure we're crisp, we're clean, we fix anything that we need to fix, that we're ready to go, and we can play our best game on Halloween.
So it's going to be a trick-or-treat night at Middle Tennessee Christian School. I think if you want to see a good football game, because it's going to be very heated, I'm sure, over there, big rivalry game, because you can just about throw a rock and hit their school.
Absolutely.
And kind of deal. So big game. Christian Peterson doing a fantastic job at Middle Tennessee Christian School. We certainly appreciate your time, and we absolutely wish you the best of luck.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you having me.